Hey everyone, it's Sarah and I have another process video for you. This is the very last process video for my Planetarium kit from Studio Calico, and this is the layout that kills my kit. So I'm going through all what I have left. The only 12 by 12 I had left was that 12 by 12 white cardstock, and so I knew that was going to be my base. And the pink and the black and the gray really stood out to me, so I chose this picture of my daughters to make this layout, and I thought it all went really well. So I'm kind of figuring out, I'm going to use up most of those scraps there, and I'm going to just kind of place things where I want them to go. There's a few things that I knew I wanted to use already, and then I just kind of went through. I'm going to use these wood veneer letters for my title. These are by Studio Calico that were in the kit. And I am trying to spell out the words "my loves," but I did not have an S. And with these wood veneer, you really can't manipulate them. So I'm going to have to take it into a different direction. Similar, but different. So I have to really look through there to see, make sure I'm not missing anything. And I find a hashtag, so why not? I'll use that. So instead of using the words "my loves," I just kind of looked at the letters and realized I could spell out the words "my heart." So I went ahead and did that instead. And I actually didn't have a T either, but easy fix for that is that I used an F and I just turned it upside down and backwards and it became a T. So it works. And with the packaging for these, when I opened them up, they came in, a cardboard package. And so when I took them out, I put them in that little plastic bag so that they wouldn't get all over the place. So now I'm going to start layering. And that lined card there is from the Amy Tangerine Yes Please, one of the card parts from the kit. Now I just like the nice gray layer behind that. And the black and white striped is actually a branding strip from a Studio Calico paper from the kit called Dots and Loops, and it's just the branding strip. On the opposite side, it has all the manufacturer information. And then the other side has that pretty pattern, so I decided to use it. So I am going to use a little scrap of cardstock from the kit and stamp this camera on there. And I normally use StazOn ink in jet black. That's kind of my go-to. It does stain your stamps though, so that's the only thing I don't like about it. I like the images, it's really crisp. I've never had a problem stamping with the ink before, but it does stain your stamps, so that's something to keep in mind if you decide to use StazOn. So I'm just going to cut these out, and I'm not doing it too detailed because they're all going to sit white on white, so you're not really going to see the outline very much anyway. So I'm just getting those all cut out and start deciding where my clusters are going to be going on the page. I had that little piece of gray cardstock there that I stuck behind. And I end up using all of these brads except for one. So I have one more brad left on that whole package. And I actually don't normally use brads very much, but I really challenged myself to use them. And I love the way they turned out, so I'm happy I did. I'm just seeing where those want to go. And for my title, I realized I still had these, and I had pulled them out before, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring in the teal color or not. But I really want to use up those alphas, so I remembered that I had that little multiply symbol there, so I thought that turned out really well because it's my heart times 2, which is perfect because I have 2 daughters. So I'm glad I used that. So I'm going to start sticking everything down, and it's funny because I start sticking it down, but when I put the picture down, I actually I put it down higher than I had it in the first place. And I didn't even realize I was doing that until I sat back and looked at it and thought, that looks really high, but I liked the placement of everything else better. So I like the way it sat higher when I actually stuck it down than when I just had it laying there. But it was really high on the page, and it ended up having, the bottom part, there was just so much white space on the bottom. So it was just funny to me that I stuck it up higher than what I had it before, but I liked it. And now I'm looking at it thinking, this looks wrong. It wasn't this high before. What did I do? So now I'm trying to decide if I want to just move everything down, because I do like it sitting up. I like the picture sitting up a little bit higher that way. But I had to decide if I wanted to rip it all up and risk my cardstock, but I did. I ripped it up, and I was very lucky my cardstock did not rip into shreds. There's a little small tear down on the right hand side, but honestly with the white you can't even see it, and plus the cardstock is textured anyway, so it's not noticeable at all. But I do like the way it looks better like that. And the picture ended up looking crooked, so I have to pull that part up too because I can't take it. I am very lucky my stuff was not tearing apart on me. So I like that much better. So now I'm going to go ahead and get my title down. I'm just using a small roller adhesive for those teal letters. And I'm using my glossy accents for the wood veneer. It's definitely the best adhesive I found for using, for attaching things like wood veneer and sequins and things like that. It holds it down really well. I've never had anything pop off or do anything like that in my albums, so I definitely like it. And it's a little bit glossy when it dries, so but you'd really have to be holding your albums at an angle to be able to even see it, like in the right light, so it's really not a big deal. So there's my title. I'm going to start working on these clusters here, trying to figure out exactly where I want everything to go. That Smile Big tag was actually attached to another brad from that package, and I used the colored brad that was in the middle of it on another layout, but I didn't want to use the tag, so I just kept the tag aside to use, and it worked out perfectly here. So I'm going to go ahead and start sticking some stuff down. And I'm going to go ahead and finish up that package of gold sequins that came in the kit. I've used all of those sequins. Love them. I do a lot of thinking on this layout, as you can tell. Lots of thinking. And watching Vikings. I think I'm watching the second episode of Vikings during this layout, so. And I go back to these cork shapes. I go back to them quite a bit, but seriously, like, I don't know. I want to use them so bad just because I love them, but they don't work. And I grabbed this Love clip, a paper clip that is from Freckled Fawn that was just sitting on my desk, and I thought it tied in nicely with the color and, in my loves. So I'm going to stick down that one down there on the bottom. I'm starting to get to a point where I just need to commit to it. I'm starting to overthink it a little bit. I'll literally say to myself, just commit, Sarah, just do it. So I'm going to mark where I want to put my brads. And I'm going to get the sequins and the cameras adhered before I put the brads in, just so I didn't want to lose my placement, especially the sequins. So I'll go ahead and get those down. And with the camera up on top there, I actually put it a little lower than I really should have to where I was putting the brad, so I kind of have to fuss with it a little bit when I put the brad in, just to, I have to make it overlap. And I'm putting pretty big holes here because the brackets on the brads are really thick, so in order for them to go in easier, I had to make some pretty big ones. And see, I had to kind of fuss with that a little bit, but I got it to work. And I'm excited that I used almost all those brads up. I only have one more left, so that's pretty awesome. I don't use brads very often, but I'm glad I got all those used up. And I'm going to put some washi tape on the back here just so that it slides in and out of my albums easier. It won't get caught on the page protectors or any of the other pages in my albums. So I just kind of help protect everything with washi tape on the back there. And back to those cork. I'm really trying to make them work, but they just don't. And I don't do any actual journaling on this page, just because there's not really a story behind it. It was just a really cute picture my husband took at home one day of my girls. And so I end up grabbing some authentic letter or word tiles, and just picked a couple words that you'll see in the close-ups and just stuck them on the side there. And my camera is about to run out of memory, but the only other things I did on here are I outlined the entire page with my black Sharpie that kind of helped tie in the black a little bit and helped kind of center the layout. And I also did some mist splashing with the Heidi Swap Color Shine. I used Gold Lame and I used the Primrose. And that is it. My planetarium kit is officially killed. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you really soon. Bye.